Hello, folks. Keith Lancaster here with the Acapella Company and Praise and Harmony. I'd love to hear your comments live. I want to play the Worthy Medley. Some of you have already seen that. It features singers from all over the world. It was our first virtual uh, giant medley, 18 minutes long, and nations from all over the world participated. We're about to record our next virtual video, and you can be a part of that if you'd like to find out more. You can record in your own home and join our video with singers singing what will be the Salvation Medley. The first one was a Worthy Medley. This is the Salvation Medley is the one we're working on. So let me hear your comments live on this stream, and I'd like to comment and hear from you. But first, let's start with the Worthy Medley, and let's listen to that. Um,
King of heaven, 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 King of
And I will sing and worship the King is worthy, and I will love and adore Him. I will bow down before Him.
I will sing and worship the King is worthy. I will love and adore Him. I will bow down before Him.
You're my Prince of Peace, and I will live my life for you.
Solo tú eres santo. Digno eres de lo.
that is Zurio Rubio.
Eres maravilloso.
What a great singer.
There's no one else like you. Who is faithful? Yes, who is faithful, ever true. All my love, my heart, my life is a testimony. I've been held by the Savior.
I've been held by the Savior.
I felt fire
I felt fire from above.
I've been down to
I've been down to
my love
life is changing.
will never
Never be the same.
all my hope is in Jesus.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Thank God,
Thank God
my yesterday's gone. Now I know all my sins are forgiven.
I'm not the same.
I've been washed
I've been washed by
You know that all of my hope is in Jesus. Thank God my yesterday's gone.
yesterday's
Thank God my yesterday's gone.
sins are forgiven.
All of my sins are forgiven.
Washed by
I've been washed by the blood. I've been washed by the blood.
You were despised, you were rejected, Lord, those who passed by, even averted their gaze from the side. Such was the suffering you bore for
Hey, who is this guy right here? way Robert sings
your
this.
name and my life. Oh, I give you praise and honor. Glory to the King of Kings. Oh, it's all about Him.
My Savior loves, He lives. He's always there for me. My God, He was, He is. He's always gonna be. My Savior loves, He lives. He's always there for me. My God, He was, He is. He's always gonna be. My Savior loves, He lives. He's always there for me. My God, He was, He is. He's always gonna be. My Savior loves, He lives. He's always there for me. My God, He was, He is. He's always gonna be. My Savior lives, my Savior loves, my Savior lives, my Savior loves, my Savior lives. I want to walk worthy.
I want to walk worthy.
According to thy will, please order my steps.
Please order my steps, Lord.
And I'll do your blessed will. The world is ever
The
changing,
world, it keeps changing,
but you are still the same. Please order my steps.
please order my steps, Lord.
Please order my steps.
Please order my steps, Lord.
Please order my steps.
Please order my
I'll praise your name. Thy throne, O God. Thy throne, O God. Will last forever. Will last forever. For in your hand are truth and righteousness. You reign with righteousness forever. You love what's right. You love what's right. Despising evil. You have loved righteousness. Therefore your God. Therefore your God pours gladness over you. Gladness none has known. Forever, forever and ever.
Fiel es tu nombre, santo es tu nombre, fiel es tu amor para mí. Fiel es tu nombre, santo es tu nombre, santo eres tú por la eternidad.
I call you holy, your name is holy, you are so holy, you are holy, Lord. I call you holy, your name is holy, holy you are, and holy you'll be. I call you faithful, you are faithful, yes you are faithful, Lord. I call you faithful, yes, and faithful you are, and faithful you'll be. I call you healer, you are healer, yes you are healer, Lord. I call you healer, yes, and healer you are, and healer you'll be. I call you faithful, your name is faithful, you are so faithful,
Siempre has sido fiel, mi Dios.
Lord. I call you
Te
faithful,
llamo
your
fiel,
name
Dios.
is
Tu
faithful,
nombre es fiel,
faithful
Dios.
you are, and faithful you'll be.
faithful.
Nobody loves me like you. Holy, there is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes in wonder and show me who you are and fill me with your heart and lead me in your love to those around me. Be to our God forever and ever. Be to our God forever and ever. Be to our God forever and ever. Amen. Be to our God forever and ever. Be to our God forever and ever. Be to our God forever and ever.
All right. What do you think about that? I love the medley. Our next medley is going to be about that long, too, 18 minutes. We're going to divide it into 3 different segments to make it easier for people to record. It really helps if you can read music. We suggest people being able to read music to be a part of this, and we'd like to invite you to be a part of it. Do you have any questions? I'm seeing from Brian Morris, who's an alto, and Redeemed says, let's see. Oh, Dawn says glorious. That sounded glorious. Jeanette said it was beautiful. Like I said, our next medley is the audition. I mean, you don't have to audition to be a part of it. But like I said, it helps if you know technology. You'll need 2 devices. You'll need a device to record yourself and a device to listen to the tracks. It's another 18-minute medley, so it's not necessarily easy technologically. And it really helps, again, if you can read music. So we're hearing from Brian, Jeanette, Dawn. Thank you for these comments. This has really been exciting for us to do this. Of course, it came about from the COVID because we record in person, but with the COVID and the virus, we couldn't really record in person, and so it was very challenging. That's why we did the medley that was open to people. Plus, it provided people an opportunity from Zambia and Tasmania and Europe, South America, Brazil, from all over the world to be a part of this. And that's very exciting because people who said, I always wanted to sing with this group, but they couldn't travel to Tennessee or to Texas or to the United States to be a part of it and spend several days recording with us. So now people in the remotest parts of the world can be a part. Hello from Angola. We've got someone from Angola watching right now. And let's see, we have Ruth. Let's see, Ruthie Becker. Thank you. And we have Linda. Let's see, where are you from, Linda? We have, Botswana. We have Botswana here. Bob Higgins is in Tennessee, way east. Whereabouts in Tennessee? You said way east. My mom grew up in southeast Tennessee. We have Go Vols watching from Ghana. All right, we've got Ghana here today. God bless you. God bless you, Dixon County. I love to sing spiritual hymns. There's nothing like singing. It's just the beauty of harmony and the human voice, which is the instrument that God created. no musical instrument that is, I think, more amazing than the instrument of the human voice, and that's the one that God created. Of course, we have the Philippines, we have Nigeria, we have Kentucky here, Texas. Wow, wow, great to hear from you. Walnut Street Church. We have. Oh, good, good. I agree. Nothing indeed. Nothing else indeed, Don says. Uh, More from Kansas. We're not in Kansas. We're in Tennessee, but Mary is in Kansas and watching today. We have Zambia. Uh, oh, thank you so much, Beth. Appreciate it. And that's what our goal is. That's what our purpose is. Um, so, what would you like to hear? Would you like to hear more of the medley? Would you like to hear maybe from Heavenly God, the songs about heaven, or songs about, let's see, I've got several different videos I could share. So this is viewer's choice. What would you like to hear? How did you begin the acapella company? I'm asked. Well, it started 39 years ago. Next year is our 40th anniversary. And by the way, we're working on a video with 40 singers who sung with acapella. And they're singing one of the classic acapella hymns, but they're going to make a virtual video with all 40 singers. That's going to be amazing. You'll be hearing more about that later. So that's how it began on a shoestring budget. Just three of us started singing back in 1982. And I hope this sparks a revival across the world. Thank you, Don. Thank you, David. I've always loved hymns, but I love the medleys. The medleys even more. Thank you, Mary, for your words. It's great to hear from people all over the world. Let's see. I will. Hungry. We have. Wow. Let's see. Where is Zambia? Wait. Oh, here's Hungary. Oh, highly exalted. Yes. Let me see if I can find highly exalted on this. I can pull up the sheet music, but let's see. I don't know if I have the video handy. Let's see. Your boys grew up. They're 42 years old. They grew up with me. Makes me feel old. Let's see. We've got Paradise Valley. I don't think we've recorded that one. Let's see. Oh, you're talking about the the Great Northwest Workshop. We called that GNU. GNU. How many of you were part of that in let's see, Portland and Seattle area? Anything featuring Rodney? Okay. Maybe I can find a video with Rodney on it. I've been a fan since I was a kid. My brother went to a concert in California, excited for the San Antonio concert. And we've got, okay, now that San Antonio is going to be a Praise and Harmony Song Fest. That's going to be an area-wide singing and not an a cappella concert. Let's see. Let me find MP. Thank you for all these comments. I appreciate it so much. Let's see. Oh, I'll tell you what. Why don't we do this? Why don't we play some of the a cappella hymns? We can pull that up, and let's see. Let me pull that. I'm just learning this new software, and I appreciate your patience on this. Let us load the video, and here we go. First, let's hear from Majestic God.
We praise you, breeze. We place you high above all else, and we come to you and worship at your feet. We place you on the highest place. For you are the great high priest. We place you high above all else, and we come to you and worship at your feet. We come to you. We worship at your feet. Oh Lord, our Lord, how majestic is your name in all the earth, Oh Lord, our Lord, how majestic is your name in all the earth, Lord, oh Lord, we praise your name. A mighty fortress is our God. A sacred refuge is your name. Your kingdom is unshakable. With you forever.
Well, someone asked to hear a little bit of Rodney Britt. Let me switch now to some of the interview that I pre-recorded with the singers on Sweet Fellowship. So now we're shifting from Praise and Harmony to the group a cappella. This was recorded in 1988, the Sweet Fellowship album. And I'd like to get your comments and hear what you think about the Sweet Fellowship album and the guys and what they're saying. So let's do this.
Well, I'm Rodney Britt, and I am here with my friends in acapella, and we're going to be talking about the album Sweet Fellowship.
Sweet Fellowship. Is this not a pivotal album? If you can use that word.
Major pivot.
A seismic shift? Not just in the music, but in lives and families and what happened. So let's talk a little background. Hey, first of all, as we're looking back at these different albums, if imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, don't you think that this album is the most covered of any of the collection of songs you guys have done?
In multiple languages.
Why is it? Why is this one the one out of all the albums we've recorded?
I personally think it was because of the focus on simple 4-part harmony, and yet everyone had their own standout part. It wasn't your average 4-part. Let's all sing something off the lead line and make it a quartet kind of thing. It was 4 individual parts that formed a whole, and it was unique and different, and it had of course, the sound was real different too from one album to the next. Big change, and we'll get into that. But I think it just appealed to people and lots of groups out there. And you still hear groups. I mean, almost weekly, I get a new Brazilian quartet sending me a cover of Sweet Fellowship or Now to Him or something.
Really, really cool. A bunch of great, catchy, sing-alongable melodies. And that makes it appealing too. So,
but anybody could be on vacation in the car and say, "Hey, you sing this and you sing that," and you can do that without having to put 8 voices together and have sheet music. And but I love hearing people sing these songs, and it just brings a smile to my face. Let's catch up first on what was happening before Sweet Fellowship and leading up to this time. And we'll start with Rodney. Rodney, you had been in the group for what, 3 years at this point?
Yeah, I think it was about 3 years. And the last 2 of those years, it was just me and you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the 2 of us singing with tracks. And then, as we have discussed earlier, that we formed the vocal band who kind of stood in behind us. So what had been happening up until this point now was a radical change, and for the better, I would say.
Well, with AVB, I mean, there were 7 of us on stage, but I really was overtaxing my voice. I can see clearly now in hindsight, I was teaching everybody, AVB and everyone, the parts by.
I know where you're going, Mo.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't help it. You said the line. Exactly.
And then, let's see. And then I was booking the group. So I was on the phone constantly calling, trying to get us dates for the tours. So I was using my voice on the phone. And then during the concerts, I was singing the lead. Of course, Rodney was singing very hard and heavy as well. But then I was emceeing a lot. And then after the concerts, you guys realize this, some of the hardest things on your voice are the ambient noise in the foyer, where you're trying to talk above
speaking over the crowd.
You've been in a restaurant where your voice is you're having to almost shout to someone that's right next to you because the music and the ambient noise is. Long story short, we were in Rodney, was it Michigan, Flint, Michigan, when my voice left the auditorium.
Like Elvis.
That really happened.
Yeah, that's where I was born. Matter of fact, Flint, Michigan.
Wow.
And Rodney's fault.
That's put a little hex on him.
One of our original jokes was when Rodney was born, the doctor spanked him on the behind, and he went. But we were in Flint, Michigan, and my voice just left right in the middle of a concert.
Yeah.
How embarrassing. Fortunately, we had AVB backing us up then, Rodney, and I think Brett Testerman stepped up, and for a couple of concerts, several concerts, they stepped up, and you guys had to do it without me. So that was a really challenging time. And anyway, I'll make this short. It was during that time where I had severe laryngitis and went to the doctor, and he prescribed silence for a long time, and Sharon was happy about that. I would write with a note and did some self-examination and say, well, I just can't do everything. So what should I give up? And that's where I started thinking, well, maybe I should focus on producing and songwriting or managing and get into that vein and replace myself. Because I know we've got a great bass and a vocal band. But that's kind of what led to this configuration. Mo, how many times did I try to get you?
3.
In some form or fashion.
3. Oh yeah. The first time I was a junior in college, and you came through with His Image to Lubbock Christian College, and of course you were always, had your eye out for young talent, and talking to people, everywhere you went. Who do you know? Who do you know? Somehow you got my name and found me backstage after it was a concert in June of my junior year, and we got to talking, and you said, I got this idea. I want to form a backup group. I'm going to call it Acapella Vocal Band. I'm going to have 10, maybe 12 different guys, and we're going to sing. They're going to sing the drums, the horns, everything, the flutes. And you named all these different instrument parts. I said, Keith, that sounds great. I knew that I wanted to be part of a ministry like that.
George, that sounded like something I would have tried to think.
That would have scared me too.
So I said, yeah, that sounds great. But of course, I'm engaged. And man, you said, oh, okay. Boom, you were gone.
Later.
See you later.
The band had limited seating at that time.
Unlimited seating. Of course, I didn't marry her, so it came back around. I graduated college and had already taught for a year in the thriving metropolis of Crane, Texas, and you contacted me, like it was April, I believe, of that year, and told me that you were having problems again, and not again, but you're having problems, and you. No. I'll back up. You were looking for a tenor and a road manager for ADB. That's what it was. And again, I said I was very interested, and so I met you at Encounter, and we talked about it. And then, but I had already promised my school board I was coming back. I promised the local church I was coming back, and I felt I couldn't really.
So that was the second time you turned.
That's the second time. So I left you a note. I didn't even tell you. I just left you a note on the door, and that I couldn't.
I'm still crying over that.
I thought that's the end of that, because and then almost a year later, before it was time to sign the commitment papers, you called and said that you were making a change. And this time it was for a cappella, and so I flew up on spring break, and we basically just sat around and ate a lot of food and played instruments and joked around a lot. I sang a little bit, but not much, and went from there.
Wow!
So you basically were playing the game and holding out for the best situation. Is what it boiled down
I
to.
said yes early.
Lots of instruments, AVB. I mean,
I could have been Brett Testament, and I never would have sang with you guys.
Wow.
Brett has a phenomenal voice.
He does. He's amazing.
So George, the first time you heard the group was in California, where you were living.
Yes.
Well, actually, a friend, I think, do I remember it correctly? A friend twisted your arm to get you to come to one of our concerts.
This is what he did. He came to my house. He was a police officer. And he came to my house, and we were eating and talking. And he said, I got this video I want to show you. And he showed me the video of acapellas, the video you guys had just completed. And I was so impressed. I thought, oh my goodness. And I thought, but I got to tell you, I was impressed for selfish reasons. I was not impressed because I was thinking, I want to be a part of that. Because I hadn't even heard the music yet. I was just impressed because I was thinking, there are some people doing what I've been dreaming about. Mm-hmm. And I thought, I got to find out how he did this. So sure enough, I go to the concert, and I have no point of reference except that video. And I walk in, and it was like going to a Michael Jackson concert. I had never seen that before. Christians having that much fun. And the show being so professionally done.
That's high honor.
It was great. It was fantastic. I was blown away, but I was by myself. You got to know that this got me in a lot of trouble. I was by myself. So I talked to Keith. This is another thing that impressed me. I didn't know who Keith was, anything about the group. And so I tell John Laws, I said, I'd like to talk to Keith Lancaster. And so he sends me to the bus. I go to the bus, and he says, George Pendergrass, the George Pendergrass. And I thought he was joking, but I didn't even know he knew anything about me. So apparently Brett had told him about me. Nobody ever told me this. So I'm just sitting there, and the only thing I can think of is how did you do whatever you guys are doing? Because I'm singing with a group, and then my mind was totally on Renaissance. I was like, I'm singing with a group, and we are trying to do full-time music ministry, and I just want to know, what can you do? What can I do to be a part of something like this full-time? And he said, how bad do you want to do it? And I was like, within the law, as long as it's legal. And he said, okay, we'll see. And then I said, well, I tell you what. I said, because at this point, I'm thinking, forget Renaissance. I want to do this thing I said, but I've got a friend.
Full
in-
time.
Yeah, I said, I got a friend.
I got a
I'm
friend.
thinking about, if I'm thinking in the group who's serious, there's one guy in there that's dead serious. He's got to be a part of this venture. And he says, okay, I'll get back with you. and I went home, and I think I called you, Doc. I think I called you and said,
Yeah.
you got to. So I was all excited telling them all about this. And I said, he said he's going to get back in touch. And sure enough, that's when all the trouble started. I went home and I told my wife, I said, honey, I've seen it. They're doing what I've been dreaming about. And she goes, what's that? I said, full-time music ministry. She said, what? Are you out of your mind?
I hope you're enjoying this dialogue of acapella talking about how
2 degrees.
how that Sweet Fellowship came about and the guys came to be a part of the group. Again, we'd love for you to be a part of our virtual choir. Go to acapella.org, acapella.org, and up in the upper left-hand tab, Praise and Harmony Recordings. There's going to be 2 of them. One is for those who want to audition to come to Abilene, Texas, and sing with the Praise and Harmony singers in Abilene. You have to audition for that, and you have to be put a soprano, alto, tenor, bass quartet together. That way you can rehearse together and work on the parts and meet us in Abilene, Texas. Or you can be a part of the virtual choir, which you can do from your home. You don't have to audition, but it's still quite technically challenging. So make sure you know how to use technology and can read music. And if you love to sing and are already familiar with blending and those kind of things. But anyway, hope you've enjoyed this stream. And this was the first time I was able to deal with live comments, and it was really exciting to hear from you folks from the Fiji Islands and from, all these different places. Thank you for being with us. Please check back with us tomorrow and the next day as we have streams and feature different things from acapella and praise and harmony. God bless you, and we'll see you later. Thanks.